What's going on, people? It's your boy Tops back again for another Tops in the Morning show. Big up everyone in the building, man. Sorry about the late start. I had to do some of my shorts, but I'm back here again. And obviously, big up Mayhem. He says Daniel Levy has officially sold Spurs to Red Bull, and Red Bull plan to rename Spurs to Red Bull RB London. Sorry. Yeah, that's kind of crazy, man. That's kind of crazy. Big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Just recording from that absolute horror show from Arsenal yesterday, man, losing 3-2 at home in the preseason friendly. And people say, oh, it's only friendly. But again, the things that I was seeing in Hong Kong, things I was seeing over in Singapore, I'm seeing the same things as well. In London, in the Emirates, man, it's the same old, same old. So yeah, we got a lot of work to do if we're going to do anything this season. Otherwise, it is looking like a top four battle. Are we so real? It's crazy, man. And big up Donut says, yo, big up Donut. Good to see you in the building, my guy. Big up Latvian Guna, my brother, man. Make sure you go subscribe to Latvian Guna doing his thing over them sides. But yeah, man, big up Latvian as always. He said, breaking. Arsenal are awful, bro. Arsenal, that performance yesterday was absolutely atrocious, man. Defensively, offensively, everything in between, man. Literally, if you could name a bad performance or everything that went wrong, it was that performance yesterday, bro. We didn't even win the penalty shootout. We lost that as well. Do you know what I'm saying? Our new signings didn't look great. Like, yeah, it was not good at all. Big up Mayhem, he says Liverpool want Bacola. Apparently, they are the rumors that you're interested in Bacola. Well, we'll get into that soon, obviously. But yeah, I'll get into the first rumors now about. It obviously broke yesterday. Indy Cali, man. I'm gonna Indy Cali. It's tier one. It's tier one. He dropped this news about midday, something like that yesterday. And I think I just scrolled past that scene. I was like, yeah, whatever. Next one I know, yeah, David Ornstein and Fabrizio Romano are tweeting the exact same thing he's tweeting. And also then David Ornstein credited Indy Cali as the guy that dropped the exclusive. So yeah, maybe he is tier one. Maybe he is tier one. But yeah, he goes, Man United learned Carlos Baleba price tag as Brighton respond to the transfer rumor with a definitive statement. Says Man United will need to make a club record offer, you know. So I feel like I'm trying to remember what their club record is. Is it Pogba? And Pogba's what, 90 million, I think? Is that still the record? I can't think of them signing. I know Anthony was 90 as well. Maguire was 80. I don't think they've hit 100 yet. Well, I could be wrong. I don't think they have. I think Pogba was 90. So yeah, that basically means they're gonna have to hit 100. They'll need to make a club record offer if they want to secure the services of Carlos Baleba this summer, according to reports. After Brighton's stance was made clear in a defiant statement. Listen, Brighton do not budge, bro. When you want to buy one of their players, they do not budge. We had the same thing with Ben White about 5 years ago. You better pay what they want. They're another one. I'll probably say they're third, maybe behind Liverpool and Chelsea in terms of selling. And that's only probably because they don't really sell as frequently as them kind of clubs do, because obviously they get players in and out. Brighton only really kind of sell like their top players. But when they do, top money, man. Cucurella, 65 mil. You're looking at Casado, 115 they sold him for. Bro, they don't mess about. Ben White was 50. You do not mess about. So, yeah, I believe them when they actually say it's going to take a club record fee. They're probably going to. I mean, I think they only signed Baleba. Is like 15, 17 million or something like that. So, yeah, man. They're probably going to want about 100 mil. I'll be real. I'll be so real, man. Big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like on the video, subscribe. What do you think of Levy selling Spurs to Red Bull, bro? If it's true, that'd be kind of crazy, if I'm being honest, bro. Big up Latvian says, Arteta gone yet? No, not yet, my guy. I feel like it's going to be a long season, bro. I feel like it's going to be a long season, my guy. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with him, man. But yeah, if he doesn't get his act together soon, because the thing is, we've got hard fixtures to start off with. The first 6 games are very, very tough. Newcastle away. You got Man City at home in there. You got Liverpool away. You got Man United away. So yeah, 3 tough away games and Man City at home is in his first 6. So yeah, bro, if you don't get positive results in 3 or 4 of those, bro, it's looking techie. It's looking very techie, bro. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. He says no. Big up 7 Andre. Big up Tops, man. Big up yourself, brother. Good to see you in the chat. Hopefully you are well. Big up Dre says once again a disappointing performance from a team as a whole. I'm not going to single out any individuals no more. This coach better make it work, because I would have sat him in the tunnel at halftime. Yeah, I hear it, bro. I hear it, man. I mean, again, it kind of transcends individual play. It just, for me, it's how we're performing as a team as a whole in terms of tactics wise, in terms of what is the plan going forward. What are we trying to do? How are we trying to score our goals? Is it literally just pass the Saka and hope? Is that way we're doing at the minute? Like, we're just passing to the right and just hoping he puts in a ball in or he shoots from distance and scores. That literally seems like the plan. Because when it goes to Martinelli, it breaks down. Mikel Merino doesn't make enough progressive passes and loses the ball in possession quite a lot in midfield. Declan Rice, when he goes to the left 8, doesn't look comfortable there. So that doesn't seem like any kind of attacking combination patterns on that left-hand side again. And on the right-hand side, it just seems like it's past the Saka. Hopefully, Ben White overlaps. If he does, he can pass to Ben White. If he does, he can also cut in and shoot. And if he doesn't, just hope Saka puts the ball into the box. That's literally it. There's no kind of intricate play, 1-2s. There's nothing, bro. Flick-ons, nothing like that, man. And it will very, very void of ideas. Very void of ideas, for sure. Man says Spurs to RB London is crazy. But yeah, man, obviously back to Man United. It just goes to say, in an unexpected development on Wednesday night, it emerged that Edemetre, I can never say that word, man. Man United have made contact with Brighton in a bid to explore conditions of a deal for Baleba, who has 3 years left remaining on his deal at the Amex. Brighton, meanwhile, are keen to keep a hold of the biggest asset for at least another year, according to The Athletic. Was it gone? It says, in fact, the club's chief executive, what's this thing goes away? Paul Barber made a telling statement when asked about reports surrounding Baleba's future during fans forum on Wednesday, as he played down suggestions of a deal being made. There's always going to be interest in our players. United have not been in touch with me. Speculation. Carlos is a fantastic talent. If United want to secure a deal for Baleba this summer, then it's going to take out a monumental bid. A report from TBR Football suggests it will take over 100 million to sign the Cameroon international, although Brian are not planning to let him go. So yeah, over 100. Bro, can Man United do this, bro, by the way? Because they've not sold anyone. I'm thinking if they get Sesko, that's over 200 mil they've spent. This will be 300 mil without a keeper, by the way. And these men want a keeper too. Like, is this actually realistic with no sales? Because I'm trying to think, who are they going to sell for decent money to obviously close down the net spend? I have no idea. It says Fabrizio Romano, meanwhile, has reiterated Brighton's stance on the matter, although he claims Baleba has not ruled out an idea of playing on the Ruben Amorim. Carlos Baleba doesn't close the door to Man United after direct contact with his camp. Manchester United believe agreeing terms with Baleba terms won't be an issue, but club-to-club deal considered very, very difficult. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. Brighton want to keep Baleba this summer. I won't make it easy. The transfer expert also confirmed on Wednesday that United want to sign a new midfielder before the transfer window shuts. So yeah, they want to sign a new, obviously a new midfielder. So it's very, very simple. Big got Luis Garcia in the building. Big got yourself. Says Jackson is optimistic that both clubs can reach an agreement. Indy Cali, listen. You're laughing about Indy Cali, bro. We got to take him seriously, bro. You got to take him. He's tier 1 now. So, yeah, will not surprise me that's even true, to be fair. RB Spurs. We were laughing emoji. I'm not jokes. That's RB's plan. We were laughing. RB London, not Spurs. Reports say that's crazy. That's true, man. It's happening. He's up to Liverpool soon. Potentially, man. If they're going to get a replacement, it's crazy. Can they even do that with Leeds being partially owned by? I don't even know, to be honest with you. I'm sure, yeah. I'm sure they can't even do too much more, man, if I'm being honest. Tops ain't way more frustrating to watch a team that spent time with the same manager for 6 years being financially backed. He gets paid 50 million a year, and this is what we're getting. Yeah, 100%, bro. Like, you can't argue with the facts, man. Like, again, he's had a lot of time and a lot of money during this period of time. This is the one thing I would say, like, when people try to defend it, it's like, bro, like, when is the cutoff point for this? Do you know what I'm saying? He's had a way more than enough time. Not a lot of managers in the world get a lot of time out of top level team, without winning trophies, bro. And get back season after season after season, whether it's money, whether it's the actual players he wants, whether it's both. And you're looking at his CV, you're thinking, what have you done to actually warrant this much faith? Like, it comes to a point where you can argue and say, yeah, cool. Well, you got us in the first Heart Challenge, even though we bottled it. You can say, okay, maybe the next season, we should get back. We're back in the Champions League. We nearly won the title. And he did get back that season, but he chose to spend the money on Kai Havertz, the £64 million, where he could have spent it on a proper striker or a proper midfielder at the time. And then that would have solved half of the problems we're having now. So, yeah, for me, his personal choices on the players he's bought has cost him. This project fell down a cliff as soon as he got Havertz, bro. I'm telling you, man. I'll stand by. I've said it for the last 2 years, bro. As soon as he signed him, it's done. Because now you've just handcuffed us to the point where we had to wait 2 years to get another striker, and we still need a number 8, really. That's going to be a pivotal note where Havertz is kind of like a spare part. Then, obviously, on top of that, you've now bought Madueke for 52 mil. And, yeah, he played left wing, and he put in a good ball in. Obviously, it's still early on. He's probably not fit enough either. But what I will say about Madueke is that he looks more comfortable on the right. Like, I'll be real. Like, he looks like a Kenny could get to the byline. But he just reminds me like a Kieran Tierney. Do you know what I'm saying? Someone that is left foot, he can get down the byline, can put a decent ball in. But he didn't look frightening. That like Reece Nelson still looks the best player to play on the left this preseason. He still looks the more dynamic, the more energetic. Now, obviously, it's a bit harsh on Madueke. You just come on, like, again, he's only had 10 minutes, you know what I'm saying? He's probably not even fully fit. So you got to keep that in mind when it comes to, obviously, preseason, our players play. But I'm just saying from a stylistic point of view, it says who looks the most comfortable, even if he's fit or not. It is Nelson out of the 4 players that have played there. Trossard, Martinelli, Madueke, and Nelson. So, yeah. Big up everyone in the building. It says, I don't know, as a Red Bull on the Premier League. Tesco's goal at Old Trafford against Arsenal will hurt. Banter will be end, bro. Especially if Gyökeres don't score or don't start, it'll be crazy banter, bro. But this is what happens, man, when you don't win trophies, bro. You know what I'm saying? At least before you can say, you know what? Well, we've got a trophy here, so we don't really care too much. But yeah, it's crazy. Bill Luis Garcia says, Liverpool consider Bradley Bacola, 22. Liverpool. Left winger as a world-class player, but no bid or talks at this stage. Focus remains on Isak right now, says Fabrizio Romano. Bacola leaving is currently not on the cards, but it's not impossible. Price tag, 100 million euros minimum. That's a lot of money as well, you know. That's a lot of money as well. I'll definitely get into that for sure. Benjamin Sesko on the verge of joining Man United. After weeks of speculation, Sesko is said to have reached a total agreement with Man United regarding personal terms, and a 5-year contract has been agreed for Man United as well. Sesko's preference has always been to join the ranks of Old Trafford. Among interest from Newcastle. It is said that talks are ongoing regarding a transfer fee, but it's widespread reports claim that Reds have made a proposal worth 75 million euros plus 10 million euros add-ons after Newcastle tabled a 75 million euro plus 5 million euro in add-ons. Thoughts on United's interest in Baleba? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. So, yeah, very interesting. I don't know if I can see the Baleba one happening unless they get a major surprise sell. Maybe like they sell like Mason Mount, for example, for like 50 million or something. Like someone in the midfield or someone in the defense, they just sell. Then maybe, because bro, they're going to be spending without European football, by the way. This is probably the most they've ever spent. I don't know what it is with clubs. When they're not in Europe, they tend to just spend more to try and get back in it. But yeah, 300 million would be surely not realistic. Surely not, especially when they're still paying off Højlund and Anana and all these guys, man. Sancho as well, they're still paying off. So I don't know. Maybe I guess my United fans are not going to care if they get him in, but I don't know, man. I don't know if this is even doable, if I'm being honest. But I'm obviously linked with him for a reason, so we'll have to wait and see. Big up, Dre says for Madueke, Reece Nelson's performance on left wing is the bar to surpass. So no pressure, Madueke. That cost us 52 mil. This is what I'm saying, bro. This is what I'm saying. And the thing is, Martinelli's had. Look at the chances Martinelli's had in his preseason tour. He started, I think, every game. Bar one, I think. I think Trossard might have started the Newcastle game, I think. I can't even remember. Yeah, I think Trossard started the Newcastle game, I think. Or one of the games he started, definitely. But Martinelli started the rest. And Martinelli has stunk every game. He's been terrible. And not only to the system-wise, in terms of when he gets the ball, he doesn't do anything. Like, the crosses he put in was woeful. The only good thing he did in the game was the corner. But bar that, man, in-game, open play, he's been atrocious. Absolutely atrocious, man. So, yeah, not good. Bacola, Isak, Salah will be unstoppable with a laughing emoji. If you get all those, man, that would be crazy. That would be crazy, man. Big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. But yeah, that would be a crazy one for sure. Well, yeah, speaking of Bacola, I might as well get into it now. What PSG insiders are saying about Bradley Bacola to Liverpool, it could become interesting. TBR Football can confirm that Liverpool are interested in Bradley Bacola and share what those inside PSG think. The French international has become one of the best players in Europe since his £39 million move from Lyon to Paris in 2023, helping PSG win a treble last season with a remarkable 21 goals and 21 assists in 64 games. That's a really good record as well, by the way. However, the 22-year-old was left out of the starting 11 by Luis Enrique for the Champions League final and the Club World Cup final, as Doué, Dembele, and Kvaratskhelia were preferred. TBR Football can now confirm that PSG have no interest in sending Bradley Bacola this summer, despite others being linked ahead of him in the pecking order at the moment. Although Liverpool are lurking, Bacola would need to force PSG exit for Liverpool move to materialise. Obviously, the chief correspondent, Jeremy Bailey, has been informed that PSG have no intention of selling the Frenchman this summer. It would require a crazy piece of money to happen, even if the attacker began to push for a move. So yeah, I don't know if it's too late in the days for this obviously all materialize, but there's still nearly 3 weeks left. We understand that PSG would want at least 100 million to sell the man born as well. 100 million pounds, man. This is kind of the going rate if you want a star player, in it. 100 million, and obviously he's 22 as well, so there's a lot of potential. So Bradley is a bit like Rodrigo, another player of interest to Liverpool. Too good not to ask about. But again, Rodriguez looking like he's going to cost us about similar amount of money, 80, 90, 100 million pounds, 100 million euros or whatever. There's some interest from Liverpool. They are one of the sides who have a long-standing interest. Obviously, they've been busy checking on potential clubs he could join. Much would depend, like Rodrigo, on the player pushing. Liverpool won't just bid for a reason, for no reason, sorry. If they think the player wants to move, they may look into doing a deal. So we'll have to wait and see if they actually inquire a bit more then. Because again, if they do, then it looks like it could be a thing where they could actually get the player. As it stands, PSG are in a strong stance. Bacola is not for sale, and it would take crazy money to get him, 100 million plus. However, if the player pushes, I'm told it could become interesting, but PSG insists they have not heard anything. So yeah, interesting indeed. Interested indeed, man. Interested indeed. Big up everyone in the building. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel as well. But yeah, big up Luis Garcia says, wow, according to TBR Football, Alexander Isak is more than happy to train away from Newcastle's first team, as he considers his career at the club over. Damn. I mean, that wouldn't surprise me, man, to be fair. That would not surprise me as well. My big up ST in the building. Hope you're well. I'm confused, though, if Liverpool have Salah, Verts, Ekitike, and also Isak and Bacola, where do they all play? I don't even know, bro. I feel like, again, maybe they're thinking about AFCON. Obviously, Salah's going to be gone for a month. So yeah, they'll just be left with obviously Ekitike, Verts, and Isak, and but they've still got Gakpo as well, man. I don't know, man. I feel like it's either Isak or Bacola. I don't know if they'll get both. If I'm being honest, it would have to take someone else leaving, I think, because yeah, you are right. It's gonna get a bit bloated, isn't it? Because they're all gonna want to start, especially Ekitike and Bacola are like 22, so they're gonna want to start minutes as soon as possible, really. The only thing with Verts obviously playing, he's probably going to be in the number 10 role, so maybe that's something to obviously think about. But yeah, definitely going to be a bit oversaturated for sure, man. But yeah, that's obviously the saying he's not for sale. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see with the Bacola situation, man. But I feel like for me, if you're going to have someone like that, it's going to be either him or Isak, in my opinion. I don't think they're going to get both, but you never know. I said that about Ekitike, and they got both in it. So, or it looks like they're going to get both. So, yeah, man. But we'll see. Big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new as well. But yeah, let me just, it's just froze here. So they are big up 7. It says that they're hyping up Martinez's assist yesterday, overlooking everything he did. That's the way out of the Arsenal. Give us Real Madrid and City momentum. We don't mind if you further stink up the joint. Yeah, for sure, man. I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just a corner. Like, no disrespect. It's not like he driven past 3 or 4 players and scored from top corner. Do you know what I'm saying? It was just literally a corner. It was a decent delivery, but in the game, he was terrible, bro. It was awful. I watched the game. He was awful. Wrong decisions, like simple passes he couldn't make. He wasn't getting to certain positions as well in terms of his runs. And his overall quality on the end of things was poor. Again, didn't beat his man hardly. Yeah, awful, run. Awful. And I don't feel like that should be the level now after he's been stinking it out for 3 years in a row, bro. That's the kind of the thing. This will be the 3rd year in a row he's been stinking out the gaff. Do you know what I'm saying? And again, sometimes you just got to move on from players, bro. You've just got to move on from players and say, you know what? You were decent for a season, but you've not, obviously, we've given you enough time to rediscover that form. And it's not enough. But I feel like Arteta, similar to Wenger, holds on to players for too long, man. To the point where it comes untenable, where it's like, yeah, this guy really isn't at the level. And then his value tanks because he's only got 2 years left, a year left. Bacola said it, man. It's true. Sometimes the art of selling is selling at the right time. When you see a player on the decline or not improving or not evolving, that's when you sell when his value is not tanking. Another season of Martinelli like this, man, his value is going to go from the 50, 60 we potentially want now to like 30, bro. Like, it's just going to decrease because, again, he's not going to put up the same kind of numbers he did a couple of seasons ago. It's going to be around the 6, 7, 8 goals a season mark. All comps as well, by the way. That's terrible. For a team like Arsenal, where we're going to be playing 60 games probably, if we obviously get far in the Champions League, do something in the League Cup or FA Cup, obviously you got 38 games in the league, to play 60 games and not even get 10 goals, man. And you're starting a lot of games as well. A left wing is not good enough. And that's what's cost us the last 2 years, bro. Just relying on Saka to score majority of the goals. And obviously when he's been injured, Martinelli doesn't step up, Odegaard doesn't step up, Havertz chips in with his normal 10 to 15, but that's probably his level in terms of how many goals he's going to get. He ain't going to get any more than that, in my opinion. So, yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Bacola is a perfect replacement for Diaz, says Luis Garcia. Verts is a 10. Ekitike is a Jota replacement. Isaac is a Nunes replacement. Bacola is a Diaz replacement. Yeah, I mean, he is... Listen, he has lined it out pretty well there, to be fair. Just replacing. But yeah, I hear it. Big ol' ST says, see how many other teams are moving and then look at us. Poor tactics, still non-existent left wingers and no new tactics. Yeah, for sure, bro, for sure. And this is what I'm saying. Like I said, ST, bro, it's not like we've got, all due respect, we've got like a Sunderland at home or well, we have got Leeds at home, but we've got a Burnley away, or, do you know what I mean? You got Wolves, like last year we had Wolves at home in the first game. We got Man United away. Then we got Leeds at home. Then we got Liverpool away. Then I think Man City at home. And then I think Newcastle away, something like that. But I know we've got Newcastle, Man City, Liverpool, and Man United 4 in the first 6. So yeah, bro, that's not. I think we've got Nottingham Forest at home as well. So yeah, that's not a great fixture. That's probably the worst in the league, if I'm being honest, in terms of pound for pound teams we're gonna have to face. Do you know what I'm saying? The majority of those teams, bar Leeds and Man United, 4 out of 6 finished in European spots last season, man. 3 of them were Champions League teams. So yeah, it's crazy when you think about it like that, man. Crazy. Big old Dre says, so you're saying when Salah, the donkeys at AFCON, all the cats will come out to play? Yeah, well, listen, I feel like they're getting ready, prepared. Because again, remember, in January now, compared to other seasons, you're going to have Champions League games in January. Whereas before, obviously, they used to stop during a period after December and carry on in February. And by that time, he would be back from AFCON. So I feel like they're going to have to get prepared for that. Potential being in the FA Cup, getting a hard fixture there. And also, again, in the league, I feel like there's going to be a few more midweek games in January as well, because again, you got World Cup, so I'm guessing the league's going to finish up earlier than this season. It did anyway. Big up Andrew says, big up man, big up yourself, brother. Hope you are well. Big up Luis Garcia says Chelsea value Nicholas Jackson at £80 million, bro. If they pay imagine telling a Newcastle fan at the start of the season you're going to swap Isaac for Jackson and Wissa. They'll be like, what the hell are we doing? Let's be real. They'll be like, what the hell are we doing? We're going to swap we're going to get Nicholas Jackson for Isaac. Oh, and we're going to pay 80 mil. Or even if they pay like 70 mil. He's not a £70 million player, bro. He's like, honestly, he's like 50. He's like a 45, 50, in my opinion. Like, he's a good squad player, isn't it? He shouldn't be a star for a Champions League team, in my opinion, bro. He's someone that, again, obviously, Carlos made the point. Would he get 20 goals for Brentford, like Mbuemo? I don't think he would. Premier League goals, I don't think he would, bro. I don't think he would. So that's kind of the level you're at, man. And obviously, them man are going for 70 mil. So these guys can't be going for the same, in my opinion. Big got ST says if we lose to Man United, fans will implode, and we have a bad record at Old Trafford too. Yeah, I mean, it's getting edgy, bro. People forget that these are already friendlies. Like, these are, in terms of like, in the perspective of Arsenal fans shouldn't be reacting like this normally, but we are because there's a lot of frustration with how the seasons have gone prior. The fact that we haven't won any trophies, the fact that he's gone 5 to 6 years with this project, the fact that, again, we can't even pick up a League Cup or FA Cup as well as the one in the majors. It's a combination of all that frustration. So when we obviously go into the season and we're not prepared and we start losing games again, it's like we don't want to go through this again. So that's why you get these kind of reactions, and it's only pre-season. But yeah, it's a combination, man. You can't go, this is I always say, you can't go season in, season out, not winning anything and thinking you can just let it slide. And there's not going to be things, even the fans that are backing him, there's not going to be that level of doubt thinking, like, is this guy actually going to do anything at the club after being here all this time, after spending some more money? You know what I'm saying? It's always going to creep in. So I feel like that's what obviously a lot of Arsenal fans are thinking about right now. This is why there's kind of this reaction, which is fair enough, to be fair, because again, he's not really shown since he's been here, since he's got his own team, that he can win any silverware. So yeah, big up Andrew says this season's going to be peak for Arteta. I feel like it will be, man. I feel like it possibly will be for sure. If he doesn't change up the tactics, and he has to do it quick, because again, we've got a hard start, and I don't feel like you can afford to be like and this is what I always say about football fans, man. The one thing you cannot do is decline. That is the one thing football fans, whether it's Premier League, League One, League Two, Champions League, whatever. The one thing that fans just don't accept is your team declining. When you're at a certain level and you're expecting to get a certain level. And the thing is as well, the level we were at wasn't good enough for obviously the majority of people. We wanted to obviously win the league. But when you're finishing second, you can't be going out to third, fourth, fifth, and you've got more money, and it's the same manager, bro. People are like, "What is going on? We're declining. We're getting worse. We need a change." That's the typical kind of response. So yeah, for him, when he obviously set up president on getting second, he had to obviously go further. Otherwise, it was going to be a quick kind of thing where, bro, I want this guy to be gone. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, Jackson is a serious downgrade for, bro, a massive downgrade, bro, a massive downgrade. I'd be real, like, obviously Wissa is a good backup, but again, he's not. You need a star kind of player to replace Isak for sure. Otherwise, fans are going to be like, what are we actually doing this season, man? Like, Nicholas Jackson leading the line on a regular basis in Champions League games and stuff like that, it's just not going to have the same effect, in my opinion. Not to say he won't do well. I think he'll come in, he'll definitely score goals, but Isak's like a superstar level. You know what I mean? He's like probably the closest thing they've had to an Alan Shearer since Alan Shearer left, in terms of that star player. He's going to score you goals. You know what I mean? He's going to score you amazing goals as well. He's going to score you a lot of goals too when he stays fit, obviously. But yeah, I don't think he's going to get that for sure. I said I'm already Arteta out. Yeah, I hear it, bro. Me too, man. Me too. Big up Andrew. I'm already big ST says I'm Arteta out and Top's out too. Yeah, I said that Top's out too. Big up ST, man. That's funny. But yeah, man. I just feel like we just need a new manager now. I think like he's had enough time, enough chances, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion, and obviously people still want to back him, which again, that's their perspective, that's their prerogative. I don't agree with it, but again, everyone's got a choice of free speech. But yeah, for me, if you do obviously back him, for me, I just like to see obviously some evidence suggesting why we should keep him in and why we shouldn't get someone else. And a lot of people say, well, who we're going to get, but I don't feel that's a proper reason, if I'm being honest. I feel like, again, you need to analyze what this guy's doing and just come to the conclusion whether we can get someone in or not. This guy is not it. Do you know what I'm saying? It's not, we can't get anyone better, so we just keep this guy. Now, if this guy's not pulling his weight, then we definitely should be moving on, man. I don't know why we've got so much sentiment for a manager that's respectfully won us a trophy 5 years ago. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, but that's just my opinion, man. Nicholas Jackson expected to leave Chelsea. Enzo Maresca doesn't close the door during this window. Anything can happen. That's also the case for Nicholas Jackson. We signed 2 strikers, so let's see. So, yeah, he's basically shipping him out, man. They're probably thinking, okay, we can get some decent amount of money for him. Newcastle are pretty desperate. Man United were going to be desperate, but it looks like they're going to get Sesko. So it's kind of a Newcastle thing, or he just stays in it. So I feel like either way, they're pretty happy, but I think they're probably going to be pushing to get the money. Why? Because again, like I said before, sell at the right time. This is the right time to sell Nicholas Jackson, man. Again, had 2 decent seasons. His value's still up in terms of his age. He's not been shunned out for a season. Obviously, if you keep him and don't play him, then you're going to get less for him than you probably are going to do this season, because that's not happened yet. He's still a starter for Chelsea until you see the start of this season where it's going to be Delap and João Pedro. So, yeah, this will be the right time to sell, man, and they'll get maximum money for him as well. 80 million is excessive, man. Very excessive, man. But yeah, big up everyone in the building, man. Big up Dre says, swap Isak for Jackson. Yeah, even the B-Tech version of him. Remember Sterling last season before he joined us? He was one of the worst Chelsea had, but the little belonged to Jackson then. The title belonged to Jackson then. Yeah, and listen, Jackson, again, he's a decent squad player. Like I said, man, he'll get you 10 to 15 league goals, maybe as a starter, or probably no more than probably 13, 14. That's probably his limit level. Similar to Havertz, if I'm being honest, man. Similar to Havertz, like he's good at like holding up the ball and hold up play, but he's finishing. Bro, he misses so many chances, man. Chelsea fans will tell you that anyway. I don't think he's a starting player like that. So yeah, that downgrade is very, very bad, man, in terms of quality wise. So I just feel like for me personally, but again, you look at the kind of the market. Who else do you go for, man? Like, unless you get what I mean, you can get Watkins, but the longevity in Watkins, you're gonna get maybe 2 seasons out of him, and then you're gonna have to try and buy another player. But then you could say, oh, Watkins is definitely better than Nicholas Jackson. So do you just get the better player and then just see where you are in 2 years' time? I don't know. I don't know, man. But we'll have to wait and see. And also, Watkins is definitely going to be cheaper than 80 mil. So maybe it is going to be a better kind of outcome. Bill Andrew says we have to upgrade the manager. Yeah, I believe so as well, man. I think it's looking like a top 4 race. I'll be real, man. It is looking like a top 4 race this season, bro. And unless we change entirely our tactics, which again Arteta has done before, but see the difference between obviously what he's done in terms of changing the tactics beforehand. You've seen it in pre-season when we had Jesus and Zinchenko. You've seen the style change immediately in pre-season. Even when we got Rice and Havertz in that pre-season, I remember seeing the style change as well. We were very more defensively solid, a bit more cautious, slower in possession from the off in pre-season. I remember it. Whereas in this season and even last season, we kind of just played the same than we did the season before in terms of we've just been mad slow. I mean, you look at even last season's results in terms of how we played and stuff like that. Again, I think we beat Man United. I think we might have won an Emirates Cup game on penalties, I think it was. But yeah, we didn't play particularly well start of last season as well. So yeah, man, not ideal at all. Big up Colin. It says, not gonna lie, bro, I'm worried about the season, to be honest. How long do we persist with Martinelli and Trossard on the left wing when there aren't? Yeah, it's true, man. It's facts, man. It's facts. And I've been saying I'd sell them both if I'm being honest, man. But again, if you obviously need one for cover, I'll probably keep Trossard for this. I'd rather keep Trossard than sell Martinelli. Again, similar to the Jackson thing, sell at the right time. This is the right time to sell Martinelli, man. His stocks are decreasing. He's not going to get better. I threw in the towel probably last season, if I'm being honest with him. I was just very frustrating. Again, I understand the manager doesn't play him in the proper position. He's a striker. He's a second striker. That's what he is. He's someone that should have been molded in the kind of Suarez, Alvarez, that kind of mold. Someone that's like a second striker, very spontaneous. Tevez kind of works hard off the ball because obviously his pressing is very good and defensively he is very good. But he's someone that should have been learning to lead the line in a certain area and making obviously those decent runs. Forget the hold-up play because again, you've got certain different players that have different kind of things when it comes to obviously their attributes up front. I feel like he should have been molded in that kind of regard. Instead, of the last couple of years, he's been put in as like a touchline winger, and it's just not his game. It's just not his game, man. I don't feel like Arteta is going to change what he's doing in the team. So for me, yeah, I just try and sell him and see if you can try and get 50, 60 million for him and then go on from there. Because again, he's what, 2 years left on his deal and it's coming to a point where you're going to have to re-sign him. And bro, in my opinion, what he's done since he's got his last contract renewal, he does not deserve a pay increase. Like, let's just be real. Like, he's been mid at best. Like, he's not been great. So for him to get more money now, it's just kind of hyping up the problem that we have in terms of getting players off the books with higher wages, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Who don't warrant being on those wages. So yeah, I agree, man. I feel like we definitely have to get rid of one of them this summer. Isaac only wants Liverpool with a laughing emoji. I feel like Isaac is going to go to Liverpool, unfortunately. Big up Andrew says, how do Chelsea get top dollar for these bombs? Bro, I don't know, man. I feel like for me, it's more like a thing where you're looking at it thinking they've got that perception of being a very, very top level team, top selling team, sorry. And yeah, they don't wager, they don't budge on their valuation of players, man. I feel like they come in a position of kind of strength where the players they're trying to get rid of, they're not part of the team anyway. So it's not like it's a thing where they need to replace the players. I think that's always a good start. Or they don't really show in the transfer market because you never hear Chelsea needs to sell players to buy players ever. You never hear that, never. Whereas with Arsenal, you hear it, Man United, you hear it. So I feel like that perception of having to sell to buy definitely affects teams going in to try and buy your players because they're just thinking, well, you need to sell this player. We're just going to lowball you from the start. Whereas Chelsea never really have that kind of stigma over their kind of transfers. Neither do Liverpool, really. I'm trying to think about a journalist saying that, yeah, they need to potentially sell this player to get another player in. I don't think that's the case either. So, yeah, I think that's probably why they do it, Andrew. I think there's a strong perception. Brighton have the same kind of perception as well. Look at the Baleba. As soon as they were linked with Baleba, Man United, I'm thinking Brighton, automatically, they're not going to be selling him for less than what they value him as. Because we've seen in the case, Cucurella, Casado, Ben White as well. We were haggling 2 or 3 times, bidding, getting rejected. I think it was 35 mil plus 5 million add-ons. Then it was 40 mil, and then it was 45 mil, and then we ended up paying 50 mil. Like the 50 they wanted, we ended up paying after all that time. So yeah, they do not budge, man. They don't budge. So I feel like that's why they kind of sell the players they do. Big up Dre says Man United was desperate at the time until they were linked with Jackson. I said, nah, I'd rather do business in a different direction. Nah, for sure, man. If they would have got Jackson in the position they're in, I think they'll be massively frustrated because he's gonna miss easy chances, man. That's just the kind of play he is up front. Obviously, I don't know why Chelsea didn't. I mean, I could understand why, because maybe he's not a natural left winger direct. He's more of like a left forward. He played like at Villarreal, but yeah, I feel like as a left forward, maybe the expectations would be a bit obviously smaller because he'd be on the left-hand side. But when you're the main striker, man, for a top club where it's Chelsea, Arsenal, Man United, whoever, you're expected to score goals in that position. And if you're not, people, whether it's the fans or the pundits, are questioning you why you're not getting more than 10 goals, 13 goals, 40. That's not enough for a top-level team. Do you know what I'm saying? You got to be getting near the 20s. Do you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But yeah, it's kind of crazy they have moved on to Sesko. It look like if Jackson goes to Newcastle, Chelsea will sign Garnacho. Probably. It seems like Garnacho fits their remit. And again, listen, Man United have had players that are not very good for them at the start, and then they've gone to other clubs and they've looked like they have improved tenfold as a player. Do you know what I'm saying? So it has happened in the past before. So maybe that's what Garnacho needs, man. I won't say that Chelsea need him though, but again, Chelsea are buying these kind of players quite recently, the last couple of years. These kind of wingers like a Gittins and stuff like that. Xavi Simons seems to be in the same kind of mold. Those kind of 21, 22, 23-year-olds that can play on the wing either side and stuff like that. Modric was another one as well. Big up Waha says, good morning, Tops chat. Hope everyone's doing all right. Big up yourself, brother, for being in the building, man. Good to see you in here. Hopefully you are well, my friend, as well. Big up Andrew says, we have to learn from Chelsea and start selling players for top money. We have to stop. Yeah, exactly, bro. I think that's the main thing, Andrew, man. It's the wages, bro. The wages that we've got with Zinchenko, the wages that we've got with Reece Nelson. Reece Nelson's on 100K. He's not a 100K player. Zinchenko's on 150. He's not a 150 player for a left back. That's too much. If he was a midfielder and he's playing there regularly, then I can understand it. But yeah, not for a left back, man. Too much money. And yeah, even like Fabio Vieira's on 80, 90. Even look at like Calafiori on 120, I think it is. Marino's like 134. This is too much considering these guys were probably on 20, 30, 40K at their previous clubs. They weren't going to be on on their previous contracts. Sorry, they weren't going to be on loads of money. We've given them all a pay rise, man. And now when we want to sell them on, we can't get rid of him. Jesus is going to be a nightmare to sell. 265 for an injured player. Looks like he's going to be back like December, November time. Bro, too much money, man. Too much money. Big up Gunner for Live at 82. Morning, Tops, and the community. Hope you are well, mate. I'm all good, brother. Good to see you in the building, man. And I'm all well. Hopefully you are well yourself, my guy. But good to see you in here, of course. But yeah, like I was saying before, bro, like, again, too much money for these players. I feel like, again, and even like with the Fabio Vieira thing, apparently it's at a standstill. Stuttgart want to pay 20 million euros. We want 30 million euros. For me, we need to stay close to the valuation to keep a bit of respect in the transfer market to try and gain some that we won't wager and budge on our valuation of players. The problem we have is that potentially we have to get rid of a Fabio Vieira to try and bring in Eze as a squad body to get one body in, one body out. So at some point, Eze is going to be looking like, are we doing this deal or not? We're going to be looking like we need to kind of get Eze in. We'll just accept 22 million euros, which is not the 30 we want. Do you know what I'm saying? So you compromise too much to get the players out. But then when do you set a precedent? It just keeps happening then if you're always in that position. This is why I feel like you need to be in a position where you're confident you're going to sell players so you don't have to rely on selling players, if that makes sense. So, but yeah, we'll see if we can do that, man. Big up, Chris. It says, big up, mate. Hope you're well. Good to see you in the building, Chris. Hopefully you are well, my brother. Good to see you in here. I was celebrating yesterday at the Nunes. Here we go. Yes, exactly, man. And the Nunes, here we go, is official as well. I don't know if you're happy about the money you're going to be getting for him, but yeah, he's actually out the door. And fair play to Liverpool, man. They said they were going to get rid of these kind of players, and they're going to do it. Man United and Leipzig are back in talks today to agree on a final package. Sesko's already agreed personal terms yesterday and will train separately until the deal is done. So yeah, he's going to Man United. That's going to be done, man. They're to get to that stage where he's training on his own. He's going to be at Man United. It's going to be very interesting to see how he plays for Man United for sure, and if he's going to suit them. But I reckon he'll probably do quite well there, to be fair. But we shall see. Look at that. Chelsea received 45 million for Leslie and Bojan combined. Permanent sales both to Burnley. Bojan sold for 20 mil. Leslie sold for 25. Like, obviously, I'm not saying that Leslie is not a good player, but he's not really done too much to warrant 25 million. But again, Chelsea have sold him at the right time. Bojan, Broja, I don't know how they've got 20 million for him, man, because since his ACL injury, he's not been the same player. He should be like a 10 million pound player, man, in my opinion. But yeah, it's Chelsea again, man, selling those players. And Didi's off to Besiktas, off to Turkey. But yeah, man, Shakhtar Donetsk turned down a 30 million euro proposal from Fulham for Brazilian winger Kevin. So it looks like Fulham are trying to get a winger. They were linked with Reece Nelson. That's obviously quieting down. That's slowed down. I did see they were linked with Sterling as well. So I have no idea what is going on with them, man, for sure. Big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel. Big up I Am Me says players need to start bringing up Gyökeres into the game. Yes, they do, man. And I think this is kind of the issue when you've got a different kind of player, to Havertz and Jesus, and you've only just brought him in. It was always going to take some time to bend him in terms of the system if you're going to change it properly. And again, that was the first kind of game he started. And I think Mikel Merino found his run once. I think he made about 7 or 8 runs into the box. I seen people say, oh, why didn't he link up with play? But we don't want him to do that. This is what we complain that Havertz does and Jesus does and stuff like that. Just because he is an Arsenal fan, I have been used to watching that happen season in, season out when the striker drops deep. Bro, this is what it's like to play with a proper striker. He didn't do any of that. He just stays in the box and you find him and he scores goals. That's what everyone wanted. So I don't know why. Like, it's up to the team to obviously create chances. This is how Haaland plays, bro. Like, when you watch Manchester City, he's not in the game. He kind of just waits for the ball to obviously arrive to him. But the problem or the difference between Man City and Arsenal at the minute, Man City are very direct because obviously they face low blocks all the time. Like, it's Man City's Pep. Obviously, you've got to defend very, very deep. But the good thing about what they do is that when they have or when they're defending corners or when they're on the back foot, rarely in the game, they're very direct to Haaland. Look how many times you've seen Edison kick it straight to Haaland, direct from the goal kick, and he's through on goal because everyone's out of position from the corner that they've just obviously defended in it. So yeah, that's how you need to do it, man. And then you score the 1 goal, then it obviously creates a bit more space, and then now you can obviously score a few more goals. That's how you kind of break down low blocks, man. You have to just be decisive and direct in one action and be clinical in that one action. Otherwise, you get to 0-0 half time. It's slow. Then obviously defensively you switch off. Then you're 1-0 down, and it's all a mess. So yeah, big up Chrissy says I couldn't care less. Just get Nunes gone. Obviously, he hates the Chuckle Brothers. Nunes and Diaz gone in one window, man. Used to dream for times like these. Simmons was done weeks ago. He was seen at Chelsea weeks ago. Media are dragging it out. Okay. Yeah, maybe that's because of the thing of them trying to get rid of maybe a few players beforehand before they kind of announce it. So, but yeah, they tend to do that for sure. Big up 7 on DR. So big up Dre. Says Lukonga got an extension and he didn't even touch grass in his friendlies. If we don't also keep Zinni, Trust are looking more likely now. Their contracts expire this season as well. We could have sold them all too. Yeah, exactly, bro. This is why I've got a problem when people say I'd keep Zinni, I'd keep Trust. People are not thinking about their contracts, bro. Like, if you keep them, you have to extend them. Otherwise, they're leaving on a free, and then you're going to be moaning that we don't sell any players. Like, this is what I always think about now. When it comes to Kivior, when it comes to Zinchenko's got, I think, 1 year left, 2 years left. He might have 2 years left. He joined in 2022. I think it was a 4-year deal. So he might have 1 year left, actually, man. I'm sure it was a 4-year deal, man. So 2026, he's got 1 year left. I think Trossard's got 1 year left with options for another year. So yeah, there's a few players. I think Kivior's got maybe 2 years left, maybe 1 year left. I'm not even sure. So yeah, man. When you look at it, and Martinelli's the same. Havertz is gonna have 2 years left next season. He's gonna be someone that you're gonna have to sell, bro. There's no way if he gets a contract extension and more money, that is absolutely criminal. I don't know who would be authorizing that. The guy's on nearly 280 a week. That means he'd be on like 330, 320. That is ridiculous, man. So yeah. And this is why I feel like they didn't even contemplate when they signed him to a deal like this. Like, it's like, bro, if you sign him on 280, if you want to keep him at the club, he's gonna have to be on more money than that, and he's not warranted that pay increase or the money he's on at all. So yeah, I don't think fans are thinking about it in that way. Big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like on the video. I am me. It says all I want to hear now is Eze. Here we go. That guy will be a blessing to Gyökeres with his brilliance. Yeah, man. And that's if obviously Arteta plays him in the right position as well. Obviously, you got number 10, you got number 8. I don't really want to see him on the left wing. I feel like, again, even though he's an option to put there, bro, for me, he's better in central areas, man. But also, it requires a different style as well. Because, again, Eze is someone that you can't stifle. You can't say he has to defend loads of times or he can't lose the ball. Or when he gets the ball, he has to pass it sideways to rotate or recycle possession, bro. He's a final action player, bro. He gets the ball, he dribbles past players, he tries to make something happen, whether it's a shot, whether it's a pass. Like that's what his game is, bro. If I see him coming to the team and he's passing sideways, I'm like, brother, why are you stifling this guy, man? It's gonna be so obvious. And I feel like, again, when it comes to obviously the players we're linked with now, it seems like these players obviously have magnificent, obviously, strengths and have some weaknesses, and it's up to Arteta to make sure you highlight the strengths. Otherwise, there's no point putting him in the team. Big up Chris says a player just called Kevin. Yeah, these Brazilians, man. You know what it's like, bro. Just got the one. You got Willian, you got Kevin, you got Andre. They're just getting called the first names, isn't it? I don't want Bacola. I don't rate him. Oh, PSG can keep him. He's at Winston in the final third. I mean, still a young player, 22 years old. Again, I feel like he definitely has time to develop and grow. But I think he's a decent player, man, for sure. Big up Darren says late as an MFO. Big up yourself, Darren, for being in the building, man. Good to see you, obviously, in here as always, my bro. Brojan for 20 mil, and we can't get Nelson out on a sale. Only possible loan. So many. This is what I'm saying, brother. Brojan, again, like I said, he's been on the fringes for ages. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially after his ACL injury, and to get 20 million pounds for him is mad, and we can't get 20 million pounds for Reece Nelson. Do you know what I mean? Or Zinchenko is going to be 10. Like, it's mad. So, but again, it's one of those ones where you have to look at it and think, okay, we're going to have to just, for me, this is the last round of these kind of cheap deals just because of the wages. And then from here on, this is why I'm kind of glad we got someone like Mascara in. Potentially, if you have to sell him because he's going to be on low wages. Norgard's going to be, I think, potentially on low wages as well. I think from now on, from when we buy players, they have to be on lower wages, man. They can't be coming in on 150, 160, 180, especially when they're younger as well, man. That's crazy. Big up Darren says, big up Teach Us Sports Talks. Big up yourself, brother. Good to see you in the building. Big up like being good. Come on, bro. Big up Anfield says Darren. Big up Chancellor, man, in the building. What's going on, bro? Big up Tops. Would you have Nicholas Jackson as a forward? No, brother. Well, it's instead of Noni. I think he's better than Noni, but I wouldn't have either of them if I'm being honest, my guy. I know more Chelsea players anyway, but yeah, I think for me, bro, we still need to get left winger, man. I'm still gonna clamp it home. I know a lot of people are kind of Arsenal fans are saying they kind of just come to the point of, okay, we're just gonna get Eze if we get someone else. So I'm just gonna say I'm happy with it. Nah, forget that, man. We all knew at the start. This is what I don't like, man. People kind of change their expectations based on what the club do. But now you should have your own mind and say, you know what, this is what I expect. This is what I wanted at the start, and we've not done it. Do you know what I'm saying? We've not done it. We wanted a striker. We've got Gyökeres in. We wanted a top-level left winger equal to Saka or potentially equal to Saka. Noni Madueke, he's not equal to Saka, bro. Especially on the left. He's more of a right winger anyway. So this is what I'm saying. So even him as a player is an experiment in itself because, again, he's still not fully developed. And him on the left is even a bigger experiment because he doesn't even play there that often. He only started to play there on a regular basis towards the end of the season last season for Chelsea. So he's normally on the right. So it's like, brother, like 2 experiments in one in the position where we need something certified. It's crazy work. So yeah, for me, and like I said, I'm not unreasonable. It doesn't have to be Rodrigo. If you're saying Rodrigo either wants to stay at Real Madrid or you can't get him or another team goes in for him, then cool. But you need to identify someone else and pay the money. Like, again, we've needed a left winger since 2022, bro. There's no way the time you've got the money to try and get one, you use a makeshift right winger to play him left. What kind of nonsense is this? Like, oh my God. Yeah, nah, I'm not having it. I'm sorry. I'm not having it. My left winger and Eze, bro. We needed someone to kind of compete with Odegaard. That's why we bought Fabio Vieira. And obviously that transfer has not worked. Fabio Vieira, in my opinion, needs replacing. And Eze would be the replacement. And then you need a left winger. And then it definitely is up to Arteta. I mean, it's up to Arteta now anyway. But then it would be no excuses. Like, you've got your left winger. You've got your number 10 to rotate with Odegaard when Odegaard's stinking out the gaff. You got your new striker who can score goals. You better get the best out of him. You got Saka and a backup to Saka so you don't have to play him every week. Bro, because Madueke's there. Listen, you make it work. Make it work, brother. Make it work, man. Bill Darren says, not tagging you with that Ross name, raw. Darren's not playing about. Bill Gunner for life. He says, we can't afford to sell anyone. We have less players than last season. We need to get players in before we sell. You know what? It's the players that weren't a part of the squad, Gunner for life, bro. Like, Lokonga was on loan, so he wasn't part of the squad anyway, and he's not going to play, so get rid of him. Reece Nelson was on loan last year. He went part of the squad. Get rid of him. Fabio Vieira was on loan last season as well. These are the guys we need to get rid of. In terms of like what you said about Zinchenko and stuff like that, the problem you're going to have with those kind of guys is that we need to get money in the club. we need to get some sales in, bro, because we can't sustain paying or buying these players season in, season out with no sell. Like, we're like one of the early clubs that just don't sell anyone for anything. Do you know what I mean? Which then you look at and think, well, you have to maybe try and go for a Martinelli, or maybe people have suggested getting like a Kivior out the door just for the money wise, just so we can try and get some money through the door and then try and get some more plays in. Do you know what I mean? So it is a sticky one. But I hear what you're saying. We definitely are short numbers wise in terms of squad. But at the same time, I think it's only 25-man squad anyway. And at the minute now, with all the loan signings, we kind of we're over the limit. Like all the loan signings coming back. I mean, so I feel like the key thing really is to the guys that are like Reece Nelsons, like your Fabio Vieiras that weren't used last season, get rid of those and then replace them with Eze, with Rodrigo or Leao or someone like that, and then add them to the squad. So then in that way, we have more players at our like disposal than we did last season because those players were on loan. So that's kind of the way to go around it, in my opinion, man. Big up Darren says, big up bro, big up yourself, bro. Drop the likes. Come on, people. Make sure you guys like on the video if you're not already. Only on 14 likes, but let's see if we can get it to 20 likes before the stream is done. Big up Curtin back in the building, man. Big up, bro. Big up yourself, brother. Hopefully you are well. Must have take your mind off Eze, bro. Says Darren, big up Kurt. As always, man. Big up, big up, big up. Fire emoji. Big up Kurt says, if Newcastle want a striker, Edin Dzeko still plays at 39. Big up Darren in the chat, man. Come on, big up the community as always, man. Good to see you guys in the building. But yeah, suggested Dzeko is wild, bro. I still can't believe Newcastle are in this position in terms of having to sell their key player, not getting any of their transfer targets, Mar Ramsdale and Elanga. Crazy work for sure. Crazy work for sure, man. But yeah, if Newcastle get Jackson, then Howe and owners should walk away from the club. Listen, bro. The thing is, Chris, who else can they get? This is the thing. I don't think the Liverpool have kind of done them dirty, you know. I can't lie. Like, I feel like they probably would have got Ikitike, which, again, even though it obviously would be question marks, at least there's a bit of optimism and hope with him because he's got potential in it. So there's a potential he could be in Isaac. Not to say it's guaranteed, but potentially he could be as good as the player you just sold. But the fact that Liverpool got him and now they're going to get Isaac, it's like, brother, leave some for the rest of us. That's probably what they're thinking, bro. It's like you're leaving them with literally Jackson and Watkins. Now, for me, I'd go for Watkins personally. I feel like even though he's 29 going into 30, he's going to be cheaper than Jackson, and you're probably going to get a bit more out of him in the next few years. And then you can reassess the market, see if you can try and you might have to probably sell even like a Gordon or something like that. In the meantime, to try and obviously get the funds, especially if you don't qualify for the Champions League, to try and get a proper striker in within the next 2 years. I feel like that's the way to go, if I'm being honest, man. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like they're probably going to go for Jackson. But yeah, that's crazy, man. Big up Niche Finance. The Baleba deal is a cynical attempt to undermine the 1958 protest straight out of the Glazer playbook. As a United fan, I don't want a single normal staff member sacked. So we can do this deal. Yeah, I was going to ask, obviously, my United fans, like, how are you affording all these deals without any kind of sales? And also the kind of remit that these kind of guys were kind of putting out in like during mid-season last season, that you didn't have any money, you had to sack dinner ladies, you couldn't obviously sort out your kitchen, you're getting like 0-star hygiene ratings, your roof was leaking, stuff like this. Obviously, Sir Jim Ratcliffe came out and did an interview saying you've still got to pay off Onana, you've still got to pay off Rasmus Højlund, Sancho, all these kind of guys, Mason Mount's the deal, you still got to pay off in terms of installments. And now all of a sudden, you've already spent 130 million on 2 players. You're going to spend another 80 million euros on another striker, and you link with Baleba, who's another 100 million. Like, that's going to take your tie to 300, and people still want a goalkeeper, and you've not really sold anyone. So it's like, even if you do sell a few players, it's probably going to come to maybe less than 100 mil with the sales. I can't see you getting more than that. Garnacho, you might get 30 or 40, and then you might get 15 to 20 maybe. So, and then it might accumulate that way. But even so, man, that's still 200 mil without European football in a season where like you were saying, you're supposed to have not that much money. So yeah, it is kind of crazy, man, how they're gonna justify it. But we'll see what they come out and say, bro. But yeah, kind of strange. Big up Gunner for live 82 says we need a left back, left winger, backup striker, and another CM at least. Yeah, in an ideal world, bro, we definitely need all of that, man. We definitely need all of that for sure. Well, yeah, like Shane said, man, big up Shane as well, bro. How are we in this position after 6 years deep as Arsenal fans, where we basically need another rebuild? We basically need another, because we've already bought 6 players. You've just named, what, 4 more there. That's without Eze, by the way. Like, brother, it's crazy. It's crazy. I mean, you could count Eze as a CM, I guess, because he can play there. But even so, man, that's still, what, another 4 players? That's 10 players in one window. That's another 11 that we basically need. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I agree. We do need a backup striker, because you've seen when Havertz is injured, Marino's back to playing up front, which I don't think it should be a long-term option. Again, that should be literally an emergency when like 3 strikers are out, 2 strikers are out. Do you know what I'm saying? Not when 1 is. So yeah, not ideal at all, man. But yeah, I don't think we're gonna get any of those, bro. If I'm being honest, I think potentially we might get a left back if we sell Zinchenko, maybe. But yeah, still a lot of work to do for sure. I said facts. Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. We definitely need all of that for sure. I think Max Diamond is ahead of Wanyeri in chances in terms of chances of playing in the first team, regardless of age. He brings others into the game more. I feel like if anyone's had a massive kind of impact on preseason, he's been by far the best player overall the entire preseason, man. And he's not even starting the game. I mean, the most he's come on is 30 minutes, but bro, he's been a breath of fresh air. Sorry, taking on his fullback and winning free kicks, winning penalties, winning corners, having shots on his left foot. This guy's only 15 as well, by the way. And yeah, for me, bro, he should be in and around the squad for the season. I'm not even joking. I don't think he can play Champions League. He's too young to be registered. I think he has to be over 16, I think he has to be over 16 before he can be registered for the Champions League. But he can be registered for the league now. Now he's 15. And obviously I think the cups as well. So yeah, bro, I'll be playing him for sure. Part of the team for sure, bro. Especially because again, during the season, man, we're gonna get injuries. Saka's gonna get injured probably. Touchwood, hopefully he doesn't. But we're gonna get injuries, bro, to the point where we might have to be playing him more than we actually think. Just like in Ethan Wanyeri, we were playing him a lot, and also as well. Now again, Arteta shouldn't have played him this much if he didn't have any intention of using him. Because again, what are fans going to do now? When there's a lack of creativity, when the right winger is obviously not doing their job, everyone's going to be calling for Max Diamond. Why is he not on the squad? Why is he not in the pitch? I don't care if he's 15. This is what you do. You set yourself up for these questions and putting pressure on yourself. If you only played him here and there, people would be less inclined to say that. Because you've given him such massive minutes, maybe that is his intention. Maybe he does want to play him for a lot of the time. I don't know, but yeah. For me, bro, he should be in the squad for sure. I see that Arteta said he has to have some rest now because, again, I think he's not had any kind of break, which kind of gives him an excuse not to start him or play him around the kind of Man United game, which is kind of ironic. But yeah, I feel like even after this break with 2-3 weeks or whatever, it should be in and around the squad, bro. People are going to be asking for him for sure. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll definitely see what happens. Pick up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like on the video and subscribe to the channel. Big up Chancellor. It says, laughing emoji. Won't be getting an LM, bro. I have no ambition for the season with Arteta as a manager. Listen, I agree with you, bro. Like, I'm trying to stay positive. I'm trying to stay optimistic, obviously. I'm trying to think of the good things that potentially could happen if we get some players in. But yeah, it's not looking likely, bro. It's not looking likely. And for me, it's not even the kind of the players now. I like in terms of, again, it is the players. We obviously do need Eze. We still need a left winger. But I'm looking more at a kind of, there's no point getting these players in if you can't utilize them properly, bro. There's no point getting a Gyökeres in who can score goals. So you need to create chances for him. And you don't create any chances for him. Although he's gonna flop. He's not gonna be great here, is he? So yeah, man, I feel like that's more of a key issue rather than obviously the potential players themselves. Because again, I feel like if you let them do what they need to do and play to their strengths, they're gonna be great. But yeah, in terms of us getting one, yeah, I think if I'm being honest, bro, I think we will probably we'll get Fabio Vieira out the door and probably get Eze in, and I'll probably be it. If I'm being honest, even though it shouldn't be it, this is my point. It should not be it. I'm gonna keep saying it, man, because again, it needs to be heard for sure. But yeah, big up Z Barrett. It says yes, Tots. Big up. I'm never up to catch the live streams, but I made it today. Keep it up. Big up yourself, Z, bro. Good to see you in the building, man. And yeah, always a real one, man. from day one. So yeah, big up yourself for always supporting the channel, man. Really appreciate you in the building as always, my brother. Big up T says hello, big up yourself, T. Hopefully you are well and good. Tops, we already have at least 9 players to go. We have brought in 6 in, and we were short last season. Yeah, we have to be fair. We were very short last season. I can't lie, we were very short last season, man. And yeah, 9 players to go. 9. So basically, with the 5 players we've let go, really are the obviously Jorginho, Partey, Tomiyasu's contract's been ripped up. Neto, Sterling. They're the kind of guys that have gone out. Manawaki's come in, Norgard, Mascara, Kepa, obviously Gyökeres and Zubimendi have come in. So it's only really Gyökeres that's really come in and not replaced a guy like for like in terms of someone getting sold this season. So it is only 1+1 at the minute. And then, yeah, if we do sell, and this is why potentially we're probably not going to sell all these kind of guys that we probably are looking to sell. Like, we're probably going to keep Kivior. We're probably going to keep Zinchenko. I've got a feeling we're going to keep these guys, man. Because again, the squad is still quite short in terms of especially midfield as well. When you think about it, we've already actually got Marino, Rice, Zubimendi, Norgard. That's 4. I think that's it, man. And then if you want to count Ethan and Odegaard as the 2 10s, then that's it. Which again, we've been used to having Jorginho, Rice, and Partey as just the 6 options. So yeah, when you look at it like that, it does feel like it's a bit underwhelming for sure, man. But we'll see what happens, bro. But yeah, we'll see. Big up T says, who do you expect the Premier League top scorer to be this season? Very good question, man. It's hard to bet against Haaland, if I'm being honest. I feel like if Man City, because Man City were poor last season, really, for their high standards, and he still got 20 goals. So I have to go with him again. I feel like Man City are going to have a better season in terms of in the league. And yeah, obviously he's going to score more goals as a result of it. So I'll go Haaland, bro. But yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if it's someone else. If Isak goes to Liverpool, maybe it's Isak. Salah's obviously still always going to be there in and around. Obviously, I feel like Gyökeres will score, but maybe not as much as I thought, maybe. And unless Arteta changes his tactics, man. Because he's going to be a lot of games that we saw like that where he's just not in the game, bro. If we don't create chances, which is not ideal. Not ideal. So our whole tactic needs to change for sure. Big up Chris says car boot sell can sell better than Arsenal. Arsenal are terrible at selling for sure, man. Arsenal are terrible at selling, man. Big up Gunnar for life. He says big up Darren. I said Salah, not a bad shout as well. Big up 7 on DR says get us Isak. Life is good. Tops tell them to puff pass clockwise of the good stuff. Oh my days, Dre, man, you're killing me, fam. I swear, you're killing me. Nah, I hear it though, bro. We're gonna just pray, man. Just hope something comes good this season, man. Because yeah, it's not looking good. But I said, in my opinion, it will be Isak. Yeah, I mean, if he gets to move to Liverpool, he's definitely going to be in the running for sure, bro. Definitely going to be in the running for sure. Yeah, I think the top 3, you're probably going to be looking at Haaland, Isak, and Salah, man. I mean, they're the kind of the guys that get 20 plus a season quite regularly. But you always do have kind of a spanner in the works. No one thought Mbeumo would get 20 goals last season. He did. Even the season that Tony got 20 goals, no one expected him to. Even when Vardy used to get 20 goals, no one really expected him to get that much. So there's always one player that, again, maybe he's at a lower team at the minute that will just go into that upper echelon. Maybe like a João Pedro might get 20. Who knows? Who knows, man? Obviously, Cole Palmer's got 20 before. So, yeah, they're the kind of people in there as well. But yeah, man, if Paul gets Isak, it might be Isak for sure. Big up Chris says Newcastle are right to keep Isak and wait for a replacement. It's not Liverpool's fault. Newcastle can't get their targets in at the same time. Yeah, it's true. I agree with both of those statements there. I think Newcastle, yeah, you have to. This is Isak. This is your best player in a while. Do you know what I'm saying? You have to get a replacement in for him. Otherwise, the Newcastle fans are going to lose a lot of optimism. I think they already have, if I'm being honest. I think having seen their club get rejected or lose out on targets, transfer targets, the entire transfer window is kind of worrying, man. So yeah, I feel like for them, they kind of really need to get a move on in terms of getting their signings over the line, because they've only really got, I think they've only got 2. They've only got Langer and Ramsdale. So yeah, man, the season's going to start next week. It's not a lot. Not a lot of improvement at all. If not Eze, who do you call for then? Says I am me. Baleba is a great player. If United can get him, fantastic player, man. Fantastic player. Brighton will be fine. They always lose players, then replace them. Well, yeah, every single time, bro. You look at Basuma, you look at Baleba, you look at Casado, like they do it all the time, and they're fine, man. They're very, very good at that. So yeah, we got Curtis. How many Cameroonian players do Man United need? Obviously, they got Nana, They've got a Buemo now. Then obviously Baleba would be the third one, isn't it? So yeah, bro, AFCON though, man, if they still keep an honor as their first choice, bro, AFCON's going to be a killer for sure because they're going to be missing 3 top players for a month. Bro, we already made our last signing in Gyökeres. Arteta does not want Eze. Eze will never sign. Hopefully you're wrong, Darren, man. Hopefully you are wrong, bro. But yeah, we'll see, man. We'll see. I just don't see. They're gonna have to come up with a good excuse that we've not signed him. To be honest with you, because again, the talk is definitely that he wants to come to us, and we're interested in getting a number 10. So yeah, it's going to take a massive U-turn. Not like say it can't happen, because again, all it takes is one Ornstein tweet saying Arsenal not expected to make any more incoming signings. That's all it takes. Just one tweet like that, and then yeah, everyone's going to go into a meltdown, fam. So, but yeah, hopefully that doesn't come, and we do sign some more players. But we'll see, bro. We will see. Bill Andrew said not looking forward to the season. That left-hand side in the team is so bad right now. Yeah, I agree, bro. I agree. It's very, very bad. I feel like for me, we need to make some more changes to it. We need 2 more players for sure. And yeah, until we get that, bro, it's going to be the same thing as last season. And potentially, we definitely could decline and go further down. We finished second. But listen, we could finish 3rd or 4th. Definitely, bro. Definitely. Because, yeah, it's not ideal at all. And T says, definitely a rebuild. Crazy. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Big up Darren says that SA will bench Odegaard. Arteta will never allow that to happen. Do not underestimate how petty and stubborn this manager is. He'd rather hurt the team than admit his boyfriends are failures, says Darren. I mean, I feel like, again, even if that happens, Darren, there's going to be a lot of questions on him on why he's... For example, Gyökeres is going to be a perfect example. When he's not going to be playing him now, again, people... And we don't win, because, again, with Havertz up front, there's going to be a lot of games we don't win for sure, obviously, like we had last season. There's going to be a lot of questions on why our £60 million striker is not starting, not being on the bench. So I feel like you are right in terms of bringing Eze puts some more pressure on him to start for sure. Which you could argue why you can't see him doing that. But we got Gyökeres in, and you would have said the exact same thing with him. And that we would have got Sesko and we got Gyökeres. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see, man. To be fair, we'll have to wait and see. But now I think we're gonna get Eze personally. I think we're gonna get him. Whether he's going to play before the start of the season or not, or we get him before then, I don't know. I don't think so. But I think he might drag on, and we might eventually get him maybe towards the end of August, and that'll probably be it. Jackson is expected to leave Chelsea. Maresca doesn't close the door during the window. Anything can happen. That's also the case for Jackson. We signed 2 strikers. Let's see. Yeah, he's out of the door. You still got a lot of work to do, but you won't sign any more players, in my opinion. Maybe one, that's it. Your only squad without recognized left back is useless, and Lewis Skelly is a midfielder. Yeah, exactly, man. Calafiori is definitely a centre back anyway, and Lewis Skelly is definitely a midfielder. So yeah, we haven't got a recognized. You're right, we haven't got a recognized left back really in that kind of area. So, and this is why I feel like if you're gonna sell Zinchenko, you have to get a proper left back. You get me? That would only make sense. You know what I'm saying? So. But yeah, man. Also should sign Robinson from Fulham. Yeah, I've just seen that Fulham have rejected a bid from Saudi for him, but Arteta will want him inverting. This is the case, man. This is the issue. And this is why I feel like, again, a lot of Arsenal fans want to see some different things, man. Forget the left back thing inverting. That needs to be, bro, the systems are there to be made and to be broken, innit? That's the whole point. Like, Pep Guardiola stopped doing that ages ago because he knew there was limitations to it. And ultimately, even though you got controlled, you've got a lot of defensive deficiencies when it comes to obviously defending against better teams with really top level wingers, bro. When you play a midfielder at left back, because ultimately he's not a defender. So that they're the limitations he found out time ago, bro, before he even won the treble. That's why he put 4 centre backs in the defense, because he needed defensive stability, and he sacrificed possession from the defense or build up play from the defense, and allowed Rodri to do it instead. Do you know what I'm saying? So, or John Stones to come into midfield and do it instead. So, yeah, he definitely needs to obviously change that kind of philosophy, in my opinion, as well. Big Up T says the best play for Rodrigo is Arsenal. Listen, I hope we do get Rodrigo, man, but it's looking highly unlikely for sure. We still need another 4 players. Yeah, I mean, we'll probably get we'll probably get one more, man, if that. Also should scouts some young talent on the left wing. I believe they are they're at the gettable price. Academies are going to save millions in the next era. Yeah, maybe. I feel like we should be definitely doing both, bro. Definitely getting ready-made players and definitely, like you say, improving the academy. So potentially we don't have to keep spending loads of money on these said players for sure. But big up yourself at I am me. Big up Curtis says, I disagree on what Lee Gunner said. Max Diamond should be starting every single week, not at his age. Nah, no way. He's 15. I think the reason he's saying that is because I feel like he's actually getting a bit of joy out of watching football. Obviously, Lee Gunner's obviously definitely old school in terms of liking to seeing players being direct and stuff like that, and obviously wingers and stuff. And it's similar to obviously me in terms of like, I do miss that kind of feeling, man. Seeing like an Alexis Sanchez on the wing and those kind of level of players. Don't say obviously Matt Diamond's Alexis Sanchez, but what I'm saying is in terms of his directness, he gets you off your feet. He's exciting. He's not been kind of put in that kind of robotic, systematic kind of system where he passes it back. He doesn't lose possession. He's very, very reserved. He's very, very safe. Like he just does things in it. So I feel like he's excited about that. But yeah, I agree. You can't be starting a 15-year-old. It says physically, he won't be able to cope anyway. Do you know what I mean? He's going to get injuries, whether it's 16, 17, 18, and break down. We've seen it with Jack Wilshere. We've seen it with Aaron Ramsey. These guys played at 16, 17, played a lot of games. Also, Wenger literally did this. Like he played them all the time. He was there. They're like starting kind of level team, like players, sorry. And look how many injuries they had, man. Calf injuries, groin injuries, thigh injuries, like loads of muscle injuries, man. Obviously, Wilshere had problems with his ankle a lot of the time as well. And I feel like this is because they were playing at a young age. And obviously, every play is different though, because we played Cesc Fabregas at 16, 17, and he was less injury prone than the two players I just named. So I think it is a player-by-player basis, but the probability of them getting injured quite a lot during this young career is definitely more because their bodies are still developing. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think they have to get used to playing men's football on a regular basis. But they can't, because again, if we throw him in, he's going to be expected to be our best player, which he has been in pre-season. But to expect that from a 15-year-old is ludicrous, man. A team like Arsenal expecting a 15-year-old to be the best player when all of these players are on massive money and contracts and not pulling their weight is mental. But yeah, so Liga would win if Max Diamond plays every single week and then gets a big injury by Arteta. This is what I'm saying, man. This is what you don't want to do, bro. Again, I feel like it's just because I'll be real, Kurt. Like that's been the best part of the tour, watching Max Diamond come on, and that shouldn't be the case. Not to say he's not a very good player at 15, but we should have other good players that we're looking forward to seeing rather than a 15-year-old. Do you know what I mean? So I think it's more of a indictment on how bad we've been as a team and the other players have performed. As well as obviously how good Max Diamond is. But yeah, you definitely got to mold him in. For me, I'd put him around the squad, definitely. I'd definitely give him some minutes here and there. And I won't be starting him week in, week out. Nah, not yet, man. Not yet. Because, again, we did a similar thing with Iwobi as well. Like, again, these are different level players. I understand that. But the age thing is definitely a factor when it comes to, obviously, making sure these players do not get flogged. Even when we started to play Ethan regularly last season, he got injured. And he was out for like a month and a half because he played 3 games in a row and his body couldn't handle it. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think potentially Lewis Skelly might be the same as well. So you always have to keep an eye on these young players, man. Sometimes playing them 40, 50, 60 games expecting that is not realistic. And the other things that this upcoming season will give us, once again, is going to be just moments. That sums up Arteta's coaching stint with us so far. Yeah, man, you get your Real Madrid moment. You'll get your Man City moment when we won them 5-1. We beat Real Madrid 3-0. You'll get those moments. And we will probably get that this season. We might win at the Etihad for the first time. We might beat Spurs again. Like we'll win some games here or there, but ultimately, when it comes to the end of May, we're not going to be winning anything, in my opinion, man. Too many of the players will have to get in are downgrade. Says Andrew, City will have a better season in the league, but Liverpool are still, Liverpool are definitely winning it, man, for sure. I think Man City will probably finish second. Arsenal, Chelsea. I did pick Arsenal third, but brother, I don't know, man. Honestly, I don't know. We'll see. I think we'll finish 4th or 5th, says Andrew. Big up yourself. Luis Garcia says the Isaac deal is very much on. We're laughing about, hey, Indy Callia, man. Tier 1 now. Tier 1. Tier 1. Big up Colin says, at this rate, I take tops on the left, right. Instead of Martinelli. LOL, that's crazy. This is how bad it's got, people. Fans are saying they'll take me on the left wing over. Bro, Martinelli's so frustrating. Oh, my God. Honestly, man, it's bad. When people tweet it, and obviously I've seen a lot of tweets saying I can't do another season of Martinelli on the left wing. I actually hear it. Oh my days, I can't do it. That thing, I used to have it with there's a couple of players I used to have it with, man. I think he used to have it with Ozil towards the end, and maybe Mkhitaryan as well. You know, when a player has shown you that he can obviously be at a certain level, and then you just hope every single game he can get back to that level, and he just never does. You're just constantly disappointed every single time, and you just go to a point where it's like, you know what? The level he's showing me at a regular basis, that is his level now. That kind of stint he had where he was good, that's kind of like a purple patch. This is what he is now. Do you know what I mean? And that's where I feel like a lot of people are with Martinelli. It's like they're still hoping he's going to be the player he was in 2022, 2023. But in reality, this is the player he is now, man. And like, again, I know it's not helped with obviously the system changes and the fact he's always isolated. But sometimes you got to look at yourself and say, you know what? Performance-wise and quality-wise, you've not been good enough. Like you can't do the basics properly. Like in terms of combination play, passes, certain runs, shooting on goal, like making sure the keeper makes a save. Your decision making when you get in the final third's always wrong. Like these are things that are they're Martinelli problem. They're not nothing to do with Arteta. Like that's you in a position where you make the wrong choice or you've not got the quality to finish it off a chance. So yeah, big over we're going for live says facts tops. Arteta needs to change his system. It's not going to work. Yesterday proved that as well. 100%, bro. It's not, yeah, like I always say, bro, it's not just about obviously making sure that we have the kind of right players. We also need to make sure we have the right system in place for the players to get the best out of them. Otherwise, you're just going to see Eze passing side to side, just similar to what Odegaard does now. Because remember, when Odegaard came in, he was quite direct. I remember he was playing progressive passes quite a lot. He was driving forward with the ball with his dribbling. And the last probably 2 years or so, he's gone to that kind of reserved, kind of just keeping possession, hesitating a lot now. And yeah, it's kind of killed his game for sure. Giving Martinelli 180 a week is great, bro. Mental. At the time, again, he just had the season where he got 15 goals. So from that trajectory, you might think, you know what? If he carries on that trajectory, he's going to improve. He's going to get more than 15. He might get 20, 25. There was a period of time, I remember people saying, they think Martinelli was going to be better than Saka. And I remember that period, bro. That's how good Martinelli was at that period of time. Because, again, he had the work rate. He was scoring goals. He was creating goals. He was obviously up and down the pitch. He was quick as well. Like, he could press. Like, he was doing a lot of stuff. But then, yeah, he just kind of declined. And then he had an ankle injury at the end of 2022-2023 season, man. I think he got it against Brighton. It was Casado that did it, actually. And to be fair, someone pointed out, ever since then, man, he ain't been the same in terms of his like acceleration, his pace, and all that kind of stuff. So it's crazy, man. You're playing. Are you playing EPL? I'm not. You know, I played it last season, T, and after about halfway through, I just gave up, bro. I just couldn't bother to keep up with it. So I'm just gonna miss this one, this season out, man. But big up yourself for the question as always, my bro. Big up Darius is the fattest tops. Berta sneaks Yoker is under the fence. We see Arteta's reaction to the face. He has to play him. He's literally setting him up to fail with his tactics. He'd do the same to Eze as well. Well, if that's the case, bro, I feel like a lot of people are going to spot that out. If you're saying it now already, I can spot that out as well. There's a lot of people going to call that out, bro. And if that is the case as well, if that he's actually doing that, then yeah, a lot of people will point it out and say, you know what, this is what you're actually doing. We can see these, because you know, if Eze comes in and doesn't play well, we know it's not Eze. He's a good player. Like you can't. And this is the thing with these kind of players. And I feel like when you start to get players that a lot of people have seen, watched, know, or know their statistics background, I think there's less room for you to kind of convince us it's the player's fault rather than your fault. And again, when you get the likes of Sesko and all these kind of young up-and-coming players that have potential, you can then potentially buy into it and think, you know what, maybe it is kind of the player not being good enough. Maybe, well, bro, we've seen Eze in the Premier League for 2-3 years. We know what he's capable of. If he comes to Arsenal and doesn't do any of that, we know it's not him. We know it's the manager and the tactics, bro. So yeah, I feel like again, Arteta, when it comes to obviously making these kind of players work, I do feel like he's under a lot of pressure when he gets these players through the door to make it work. For sure. Gunner for life 8-2 2025, and we don't have a recognized left back after $1 billion spent. Is crazy. Yeah, we spent a lot of money, man. It's coming towards $1 billion. I think it's like 900 million or something like that. But yeah, that is kind of mad. Big up Godfrey says, big up Tops. Hope you're good, G. Big up the community. Come on, man. Big up yourself, bro. Good to see you in the building. As always, man, make sure you guys like on the video and subscribe to the channel if you've not done it already, people. Is Rodrigo loan move a concrete story? I don't know. I've seen it obviously early this morning, man. I was going to touch on it maybe on my later show, but I might just obviously have a quick look now to see if it's actually a legit story, because I'm not even sure myself, if I'm being honest, man. But I feel like, again, it smells a little bit like PR. Obviously, we've just lost the game yesterday. A lot of people are going mad. I see it obviously a Yard Man going crazy online as well. So again, does it feel like a bit PR-y? I don't know. I don't know, man. Because all of a sudden the next day, we're back in for Rodrigo now. Like, do you know what I'm saying? It just feels a bit forced. I'll be real. So I'm not too sure if it's actually legit, if I'm being honest. But we'll see. Let me see because I know it was. I think it was the Times that put it about potentially Rodrigo, and I don't know if they'd even agree to that. It sounds very unrealistic, if I'm being honest, man. Very unrealistic. But yeah, this is African Guna has put right here. If I can switch it. Let me get rid of that one. One sec. So yeah, also have held discussions with Rodrigo for a loan with an obligation to buy for Also have held discussions with Real Madrid for a loan and an obligation to buy for Rodrigo. His current salary will be shared between the clubs this year, and then it will be increased next year. Let's see if Real Madrid are happy with this. I don't know what his source is. That's what I'm saying. People saying source. I don't know if he just made this up. But there was kind of rumors about this, but yeah, I can't see it happening, man. That is literally, you know what it is? It's like if you had your ideal scenario. Like, what's the ideal deal that could suit you to a T? Or what about a loan with an obligation? We can just pay him off next year. We can even split the wages. It's ideal for everyone. Like, we don't have to pay a lot of money. We get him on loan. We get the player in this season. This is like dream world, bro. So I will be very shocked if this is even legit, man. Again, he's not put a source. He just put Rodrigo update. I don't know if he's even in an ITK. I doubt it. But yeah, I can't see it happening, people. But that's just kind of my 2 cents on it. I said big up. No, it's fake. Real Madrid aren't loaning out Rodrigo. Says Darren says, I really wanted us to keep João Hato card close to the chest, but now that we lost him, which solid player out there you think would slot in there for us? I'm not too sure, man. It's gonna have to be a player that potentially can play centre back and left back. Again, another kind of player, hybrid player. Because at the minute, it seems like if we're gonna sell Kivior, we're gonna need a replacement for Gabriel's kind of replacement, if that makes sense, like a cover. Because for me, Calafiori, I'm just putting him in that kind of Tomiyasu category, man. Because until he has to prove to me he can stay fit, because he's just injured all the time. And again, like I said, in preseason at centre back, he looked all right. I'll be real, like he looked decent. He was defending properly. He was actually going forward. He looked a bit dynamic in terms of going forward in that centre back position rather than playing that left back. And then he got injured again. Obviously, he's got a history of knee issue. So this is kind of going to be maybe a recurring issue. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if he gets injured again during the season when he comes back. So yeah, I'm kind of not even counting him, if I'm being honest, man. So I think we need another defender anyway, based off that kind of logic, because it just seems like with him, you don't know if you're going to get full season out of him or even half a season at the minute. But yeah, in terms of suggestions, I'm not even sure. Obviously, we were linked with Jeremy Jacquet from Rennes. I don't know if we were going to get him this summer or next summer. He's a 19-year-old that can play more of a centre back really rather than fullback. So, but we'll see. But I've seen one player we'll definitely have to shout out, even though it's been a couple of like cameo games, is Mascara, man. I've been really impressed with him, man. To be fair, playing it at centre back, and then yesterday he had like a 10-minute stint at right back, but he looks very, very dynamic. He looks very, very energetic. He's very quick. But in terms of how he's on the ball, I like how he's very aggressive in terms of like he wants to progress the ball very quickly. He doesn't do that side to side slow mundane thing that Saliba and Gabriel do now, which they never used to do before. They used to be very progressive themselves, especially in the 2022-2023 season, where a lot of our attacks used to build up from Saliba, breaking the lines through his dribbling and obviously passing. That's that people forget that we used to break the lines, and because again we had low blocks in that season as well. People think we didn't have any low blocks because people didn't take us seriously. We had a lot of low block teams that played against us, but we were very dynamic in how we broke them down. It was either through Zinchenko, through at left back, playing those kind of through passes, or Saliba going past players at centre back and playing some balls over the top. Gabriel used to do balls over the top as well. Obviously, Odegaard was in there too. Obviously, Thomas Partey had his part as well. So we had a lot of ball progressive passes in that kind of team that would take on players to kind of create space. Now it's very safe. I feel like that's a tactical issue because we've still got the majority of those players still at the club. So yeah, we were never really in for Hato. I am me. Bro, I'm so pissed now how useless this effing manager is. We got Godfrey. I said facts, Darren. I just sent a text to my friend who was a City fan saying your punishment is your announcement to League Two. He's heartbroken. Then I said my source was a Dream Blood. Why do you always do that, man? Why do you always do that? We could have won the league under this manager at the Etihad, but just like Rodri said that day, don't have the mentality. Definitely too scared to lose, man. Too scared to lose that day, man. It's too scared to lose. And the thing is, if you're going to do that and get the draw, cool, you have to beat Aston Villa then. Do you know what I'm saying? If you beat Aston Villa, we win the league anyway. So it's either or either, bro. You either do the 0-0 thing and then go and beat Aston Villa and you win it, or you go and beat Manchester City. Do you know what I'm saying? But we didn't either. So yeah, it's kind of crazy, man. We should put Saka on the left. Listen, we should do the preseason is the time to literally experiment. They mean nothing in terms of results. Like, it doesn't mean anything. Like, this is your chance to play in an actual game with actual fans and play people in different positions to see if it works. Like, playing Saka on the left, I won't be opposed to that if you try to do that. At least I could say, you know what, he tried to put Saka on the left. It might not have worked, but at least he tried to do something different. Do you know what I'm saying? At least he's trying to experiment and do different things instead of just doing the same old status quo. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah. Big up. Hey, Colin Blood, get it back here. I got a question for you. Colin see me and ran away. Martinelli would have been better than Saka. Reece Nelson would have been our star boy before Starboy. Many's downfall have been yeah, true for sure. Reece Nelson was highly rated as well during a period of time too. So yeah, you are right. And Martinelli as well, man. Crazy. No way Rodrigo will come to us, especially after watching that yesterday. So it's gonna live 82. It's crazy, man. Madrid would never loan Rodrigo. Are you mad? Effing mad? No, crazy, bro. Makes no sense, man. It makes no sense. Like, it just wouldn't happen, innit? It just wouldn't happen. Why would they do it? Why would they agree to that? Like, why would they just not get a team? Because there's going to be teams that want it. Like, if Grealish goes, goes to Everton, that leaves a spot for potentially Man City to get a left winger. And again, we know they've got money in the bank ready to spend. PSG, if they do sell Bacola, potentially they could get a left winger. Do you know what I'm saying? So there's other teams out there that potentially would be willing to sign Rodrigo, bro. So I don't. The only way this would happen is if this was like last day, like literally deadline day. Rodrigo wants to go. There's no kind of other team in for him because everyone's just set all their kind of their transfer plans is already set in motion. They've already put in kind of the money that they need to put in for players, and this is the only option for him to go, and he wants to leave. That's the only way I can see this being a viable option. But bro, it's like the start of August. There's gonna be so many teams, and there's no kind of article or any kind of direct quote saying he wants to leave Real Madrid still. So this is kind of the issue I have. There's no point chasing a player that's still not committed to leaving the club. Do you know what I'm saying? Especially when Real Madrid are not forcing him out. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it just doesn't seem realistic to me, bro. I'll be real. It just doesn't seem realistic to me at all. And yeah, I just can't see it happening, man. I feel like Real Madrid, he's just probably going to stay at Real Madrid, if I'm being honest. If I had to make a valid guess. But yeah, obviously it's Gary Jacobs that said Arsenal are waiting to see if Real Madrid will allow Rodrigo to leave on a loan this summer. Oh dear. Loan with an option, imagine. Or a dry loan. Bless me. But yeah, man. Facts, Darren says gone for life. Colin says copium, bro. That's what it is. Colin, bro, we want to talk more. The beast is back. Says AM African Guna is a PR hack. Ignore that clown. None of that happened. Calafiori, another Tomiyasu. Unfortunately, it's looking like it, man. Looking like it, bro. I said Kaliasu is crazy. Tommy Fury is mad as well, bro. Them slander names are crazy. And big up Kiros. He says I don't see us winning anything with this manager. Yeah, I can't see it either, man. He just seems like he's a Brendan Rodgers. He's a Pochettino. He's the kind of merger of the two in it. He's a nearly man. He nearly gets you to the places, in my opinion. Unless he proves me otherwise. I know he won the FA Cup, but that was again a long time ago with a different team, with a different formation, which he's not tried again, by the way. The three at the back, which is how he won those kind of games, sitting back, defending well, and having a killer up front, which was a Aubameyang, a big game player who scored 2 goals in the semi-finals and 2 goals in the final to help us with. If we didn't have him, we wouldn't have won the cup. So, and this is why it makes me laugh how since he got rid of him, we didn't buy another good striker. We didn't buy an out-and-out striker. The strikers literally win you 9 times out of 10, or wide forwards or top level forwards. They win you trophies, bro. There's a reason why Isaac what scored the winner in the League Cup final, bro. Because he's a striker. They win you trophies. Do you know what I'm saying? That's the whole point in it. Like, again, we haven't had one since Aubameyang was there, and there's no coincidence we ain't got to a final since as well. So, yeah, man, it's crazy. Big up everyone in the building, man. Simples annoys them tops, so do I. With Mascara, he just got to relax a little bit. He reads the game, but he'll often rush at attackers. Then he'll use his physicality to win the ball off them. He'll always give away free kicks like when he came on. Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. Again, he's only, 21, 22. And I feel like, again, the role that we've got him in at the minute, being that kind of cover kind of centre-back, trying to come in when we've got injuries and suspensions, all playing like League Cup and FA Cup games, I feel like he's the right kind of level for him. I feel like if we brought him in as a ready-made first-team starter, then he'll definitely get exposed a bit more for sure. But yeah, he's got time to grow and learn. But I'm just saying, from what I've looked at him, I like the looks of him. He feels like he's got a little bit something about him, man, where obviously he definitely needs to get molded into something better. But yeah, I feel like he's got the foundations of being a really good player. Kurt says, Tops, I got a fact for you. Newcastle never won at the Etihad. Crazy. 10 days until we are F says Gunner for life 82. Rodrigo won't go to Arsenal with a laughing emoji. What? City won the treble if we City wouldn't have won the treble if we didn't have Haaland. Facts, bro. Facts. This is what I'm saying, bro. You need top quality strikers. And there's a reason why, like you said, you had amazing teams before that, Kurt. Like you had Aguero's, not obviously in particular in Aguero, but you had amazing teams before that with Aguero and with Silva and stuff like that. But it's only went until you got that kind of certified or robust kind of traditional number 9 where you just fed. The whole system was to feed him. Because even when you had Aguero, obviously Pep Guardiola kind of always preferred playing Jesus as an overall kind of package of a player because he'd press, he'd do what he wanted to do off the ball more willingly rather than Aguero, who again was just used to kind of being there doing his thing in terms of attackingly, not really worrying about defensive kind of situations where Jesus was more of a defensive kind of forward in it, in terms of pressing and closing down channels and whatnot. So yeah, when you kind of changed tactic completely and went with Haaland, who's a completely different player to both of those guys, yeah, you won the treble because he was just finishing off all the chances, whether it was in the semi-final, quarter-final, whatever, in the league. Yeah, there's no coincidence, man. That's what you have to do when you're a top level player, bro. You have to make sure you compete and win and impact those top level games, bro. Big old Darius says Uber beat up Arteta and it gave him striker PTSD. Mine has been anti-striker ever since with a laughing emoji. Honestly, bro, I don't even know why they fell out still, bro. I feel like because he missed training a few times, right? I just think it's mad drastic, man, to just get rid of the guy. I know, bro, maybe they wanted to get rid of him because of his wages, but even so, I feel like I just don't get. I don't know, man. It's just all a bit strange. I can't lie. Like for me, yeah, you could have just made it clear at the end of the summer. Yeah, we're getting rid of you in it. But at this moment in time, you're going to be still around the squad. You can still help the squad and the team until the end of the season, innit? Do you know what I mean? And then I can put up this dossier and all the times you were late, and this is why we're getting rid of you during the summertime. And then you could have got some money for him because it would have been summer. You wouldn't have to terminate his contract and all this stuff. Remember, Edu and I can't remember the other guy's name now. They wanted to bring him back. They were like, yeah, we need to incorporate Uber back into the squad. This is during the Christmas time. And we probably would have got top 4. Do you know what I mean? Because he would have been an attacking option. Man, we didn't even replace him with anyone. We just had Nketiah and Lacazette. That was it. Well, we should have had him as well, especially for the end of the season, man. So yeah, but yeah, it kind of ended sour, mad sour to be fair. Pep saying we cannot replace him. Yeah, I need to get that's a soundbite, bro. We cannot replace him. That's crazy. We ain't getting Rodriguez, says Andrew. Yeah, it's looking highly unlikely, bro. I'll be real. It's looking highly unlikely as well, man. But big up everyone in the building, man. Make sure you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel if you are new, man. But yeah, it's looking very unlikely we're going to get Rodrigo. I'm trying to think there's anything else. Obviously, Javi Simmons was linked with a move to obviously Chelsea. Looks like the fee's been agreed, but nothing kind of concrete so far when it comes to obviously the deal. So yeah, but yeah, in terms of obviously Arsenal and Rodrigo did come out saying, bless me. He has come out saying, obviously, Gary Jacobs. Bless me, man. Damn. Gary Jacobs have come out and said, well, he's not even put it on his Twitter, man. But yeah, he's come out and done an article saying that basically Arsenal are trying to get Eze as well as Rodrigo. I don't know how true that is. Again, it smells a little bit like PR, if I'm being honest. But yeah. I said, "Where's Carlos?" I think he's sleeping. You know, because this week he's been missing all of these kind of these morning kind of streams, bro. I feel like the 9 a.m.s he can't get up for anymore. So yeah, big up Carlos every single time, man. But yeah, I don't think it's about still. But yeah, kind of a summary of what I'm saying, man. Just basically, yeah. Again, Man United contact Baleba. I don't know if they're gonna get him. They want 100 mil Brighton, so we'll have to wait and see. Bacola obviously is wanted by Liverpool, but again, I think it's determined on if they get Isaac or not, and potentially if they do that, then they won't be getting him either. And then yeah, Simmons should be announced in the next week or so for Chelsea. With a great deal agreed. I feel like they're trying to make sure they get rid of certain players before they obviously get that deal over the line. But yeah, man, that's been your boy. That's been your boy Tots, man. I'm gonna Carlos is helping horses give. That's crazy. That was crazy, man. Tops' preseason performances. Arsenal's preseason performances giving Tops the common cold. Yeah, I feel like it is, bro. I feel like it is, man. Oh, I've done every single watch along as well, bro. And the games have just been dire, man. They've been so bad. Been so bad, man. Man's sleeping in with a laughing emoji. Andrew, yeah, it looks like it, bro. Man's doing the world champion sleeping, bro. The lion in it. I'm sure he'll be back during the 2 p.m. show, man. But yeah, big up everyone in the building, man. Nice one, bro. Big up yourself. Been a really good conversation, really good chat with the community as always, my guys. So yeah, I'll be back at 2 p.m. for another kind of deep dive into whatever's happening, man. I'm sure we're gonna get some more updates on Baleba. Probably even like you said, Eze and Rodrigo. Let's have a deep dive into that kind of deal potentially if that's gonna happen. And yeah, anything kind of transfer related with Liverpool as well. So yeah, I'm gonna obviously raid to my brother Shane. Make sure you go over there and say T Chanzo raid, Tops raid, all that good stuff. But yeah, 2 p.m. I'm out, people. Peace and love. Don't hate the play at the game, and I'm out. Peace.